What is going on? This is AlTone, and today I'll have the pleasure of sharing this portable desktop power supply or DC power supply from FNIRSI. They sent this guy out to me to try out. This is the DPS 150, and this is great. This particular model they sent out to me actually came with the USB, a very, very good quality USB-C to USB-C cable, as well as your power supply. And this particular power adapter or power supply actually is 100 watt, and it has the European connectors on there. However, it actually comes off. Oops, let's not lose that. And then we can use the regular connection as we would here in the US. We're going to be using that here in just a second. Comes with a manual. Now this guy will connect to your computer. We're not going to connect it to the computer today, but you can connect it to the computer and change settings and control it. And FNIRSI is a really, really good company. They make very, very good testing products for electronics as well as other things. And this is going to be awesome for me. I currently have a desktop power supply sitting here, but it's a little bit large for the desk space in which I'm using it for. And this is going to serve me extremely well. So I'd really appreciate again FNIRSI for sending this guy out to me. It's got nice little plastic feet on the bottom. You have a USB micro connection here, USB-C connection here, and you also have a DC port here. Then you have a PD and DC here on the back. If you're using a PD, you turn it to PD. If you're using a DC, you turn it to DC. Your power buttons on this side, your two contacts or your two for your leads are here on this side. So you have this nice little coverage you can take off, and then you have the scroll wheel on that side. You have your buttons here on the tops, and these are the cables that it comes with. You have a USB micro to USB-C. This is the one that you'll use to connect it to your computer here. Your screen is adjustable in angle, and it will stay in place, and it does have a nice little screen cover on there out of the box. Some people will take them off. I actually leave them on, so I'll probably just trim off the little tab there. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and plug this guy in. And the good thing about this particular power brick is it does have multiple connections on it. So you can use it for other things other than just using it to power your DPS 150. All right, for some reason I was having some issues, but we have this guy plugged in. It is currently plugged into a 20 watt power source. So it's going to be able to provide 20 volts out. I actually have it connected to this little motor, and we're going to see if we can get this guy to run. We have power coming out. Your connectors on the bottom here are also lit, which lets you know that they're on. When you turn them off, that they will turn off. And you can see the voltage that it is actually supplying to the motor. And we can adjust the amount of voltage being supplied to the device. So we've actually selected voltage, and then using the scroll wheel, we can actually change the amount of voltage being supplied, and it's telling us the voltage being sent out to the device. And we should be able to max out at 20, but right now we're sending 1.49 volts to this motor. And we can actually go back and increase the voltage to it, and even greater than that if we decide we want to. We're going to go back down. And it actually gives you a ton of information, and also we can change the amps that are actually going out. So if we want to reduce the amperage going out to it, we can. And it also tells you the wattage that's actually being used to go out to it. So I'm sending 5 amps, 1.49 volts. We can go back in here and change where we're sending to it. And then, of course, we can just turn it off. Again, this screen tilts, so you can actually put the screen in the perfect position for you. And you should be able to see quite a few different things here. Going to the home button, over voltage, you have different settings that you can set: over current, over power, over temperature, and under voltage. You have some different settings that you can set in here. System, English, theme regular and about. And that changes your theme, which I think is pretty cool. And then I imagine you should be able to, yes, your voltage and your amperage you can change down here. And it tells you that it's running, your lights are on, it says okay. So this is really a really great tool. So we're going to turn this guy back off again and change it back to regular, and then go to home. And I like the regular screen a little bit better. It gives me the information that I might want to see. But this is a great little small desktop power supply. I think it's fantastic. It immediately, so you don't have to hit the power button to turn it on. Once it receives power, it will power up the screen. But the power button is specifically for turn on and off the voltage going out of the power supply. This is going to be great for testing. I'm going to be using this. So I do have quite a few RC projects and whatnot that I work on that I can actually use this to be able to test to see if they're functioning properly without having to charge a battery up and put it on the device. And I think that is fantastic. So thank you so much for coming by and checking out the FNIRSI DPS 150 with me. I really appreciate it. I think this is a fantastic gift for someone in your family that might be looking for a nice portable small power supply that they can use for testing out different devices on the go and in the field. Thank you again for coming by and checking this out with me. I really appreciate it. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.